please use the Q&A function. We keep the chats off so people don't get distracted. I do use the Q&A function. So just go down to the bottom of your screen, click on Q&A, and let me know which town, city, country you're dialing in from. So I know who I'm talking to. We've got over 230 people on this call already, and we're just going to give it a couple more seconds for people to jump on. If you would like this call translated into your language, please go to the bottom of your screen, select translate, and choose English as the speaking language, and then select your language in order to have the subtitles in German or Russian or Greek or such like. It's fantastic to see we've got Australians and Swedes, we've got South Africans, people from the UK, New Zealand. Yeah, it's a big mix of people. Mexico, I think this is a very late evening for you if you're coming onto this call, but fantastic to have you on here. Lots and lots of people. So let me outline what this call is about. This is not a DAO1 presentation. We're not marketing the entire platform. I'm not training on the entire platform. Today's call is very specific to one of the core products and services that you can find inside of DAO1. And that core product or service that we're looking at today specifically is the Sniper Copybot. So just in the Q&A, type yes if you have started using the Sniper Copybot. Type no if you have not yet. In other words, you've been waiting to be trained, or you've wanted to find out more information, or you've wanted to just understand the service a bit more. So we've got a lot of people typing no, no, no. We've got a handful of people typing yes. Okay, so let me ask another question before we go and look at this together. Type in the number of calls that you've been on in the last 2 days where I've spoken about copy trading. So type in 1 if you've been on 1 call so far, 2 if you've been on 2 calls, 3 if this is your 3rd call, and 0 if you've missed all the short trainings we've done so far on this. Okay, we've got a lot of zeros. We've got some 1s, we've got a handful of 2s and 3s. Okay, so we've got quite a mix of people today, which is good because today is going to be a longer call. I want to spend about 30 to 40 minutes with you going through the fundamentals of choosing, filtering, searching for the right traders to copy. I also want to take us through red flags. We want to make sure that we don't want to make mistakes and catch some of the red flags that sometimes can hurt people. And then the last little bit, I do want to obviously go through how to deposit and withdraw as well. Having said that, Mark Gibbs, very good point. We should probably record this call. So I hope you don't mind. I'm going to repeat myself once more just to go through the 3 sections at the start of this recording. And then we're going to dive into it so that anybody who's watching this as a recording can get value. So just stand by.
Recording in progress.
Right. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our exclusive Sniper Copybot training call. Now, this call is specifically for our DAO1 community. It is an exclusive call to anybody who already has purchased one of the membership tiers. They already have access to the core products like the mining bot, the Sniper Copybot, the market analysis bot, and their DID NFTs. On this particular call, we're going to focus in on just the one product or service, which is called the Sniper Copybot. And we're going to divide this call into 3 different parts. We're going to talk about how to deposit or withdraw your Solana for Sniper Copybot trading. We're also in the second part going to talk about how to identify traders to follow. So what sort of boxes do you want to tick in order to find a trader that you want to aim your Copybot at in order to execute some trades? That as a kind of part 3 is what are some of the red flags that you want to stay away from when looking at traders to copy. So that's what this call is going to be. I want to try keep it to about 30 to 35 minutes. I am going to interact with all our live callers on here in the Q&A function. But what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into screen sharing mode. We're going to go straight into the DAO1 platform, and we're going to have a look at how people can potentially copy successful traders. And therefore, that means how to identify successful traders. Now, I do want to say this up front. This is not financial advice. Whatever decisions that you decide to take off the back of this call, you are 100% responsible for. Please understand that copy trading is high risk. In other words, you could lose your entire balance if you are copying a bad trader and they are placing losing trades. So we do want to make sure that we are responsible with the information we have and we don't use it as financial advice or financial products or services. So let's dive into it together. Just type a 1 if you clearly heard the disclaimer about financial products, financial services, and more importantly, that you are 100% responsible, because you can lose this entire balance if you make the wrong choices. So let's do this together. Let's dive into it. Thank you. A lot of people typing 11111. So we've clearly heard that. Right, I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to start off in the DAO1 platform. Now, for those of you seeing my screen, you might be wondering how we got to this dashboard. Very simply put, anyone who has purchased a membership tier from the store, so whether that is a Luna, a Solar, a Nova, a Nebula, or a Galactic, whichever membership tier that you purchased, when you go into the inventory section and you select what you've purchased, so this example, we've selected Solar membership tier 12487, so I'm going to click on access now. What happens is that inside of this membership tier, you've got 3 core products. You've got your mining bot, you've got your sniper copy bot, and you've got your soon to launch market analysis bot, which is launching in the next 72 hours. Today, we're going to spend time in the sniper copy bot. So I'm just going to select that. And I'm going to walk us through how we can use this bot to execute trading on our behalf. Now, for those of you who are wondering how this all works, step 1, you would need to deposit to your own account Solana. So why Solana? Well, specifically, Solana is the blockchain and the coin that drives the meme market. Now, the meme market is the most traded market currently. It's got the most volatility, and therefore, because of those ups and downs, it has the most likelihood for entry and exit points for traders. And so we see a lot of traders that are trading in the meme coin market. And to access that market, you need the base currency, which is Solana. So what I did 3 days ago is I scanned this QR code here. Some of you might do it differently. You might copy this address over here. And I deposited 5 Solana to this particular Sniper CopyBot account. You can actually see the deposit balance here. And so you can see on there we go. We got a deposit of 5 Solana on the 10th of March at 11:53 a.m. So actually a very similar time to the time of this call. So this was 3 days ago. That was the starting balance. Over the last 3 days, if we go look at the trade history that this CopyBot has executed, we can see that it has had sell trades and it has buy trades. So it's both been buying and selling different coins. And we're going to go and have a look at that trade in a moment. And you can see that it has also had both losses, so minuses, and it has had pluses. The overwhelming result of this particular trader that the bot is copying is that the overall result is that there has been a positive growth in the account. So if we take 5 Solana as the starting balance and we take the current balance of 8.51, we can see that the amount of Solana has increased due to the profitability of these trades. Now, in the Q&A function, I'd love to hear from you if you're a bit of a mathematician. What percentage increase? Understand that if we'd seen a 100% increase, it would have gone from 5 Solana to 10 Solana. So whatever your number is that you might be guessing or might be calculating is sitting below 100%. We haven't doubled the amount of Solana in this account in 3 days at all. So let me go have a look in the Q&A section very quickly. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to stop sharing just so I can read it, and then we'll come back. Q&A. So we got people guessing it's increased obviously by 3.5 Solana. Yes, it's a plus 70% increase. Some people are guessing it at about 73%. Some people are guessing it at about 75%. But you can go and do the calculation for yourself to work out what that percentage increase has been over the last 3 days. Now, the real question is, how do we identify this particular trader that the bot is copying? And in order to do this, in order to actually identify profitable traders, we need to have a filtering system that filters out the red flags and has left us with traders who have trade experience, they have multiple trades in place, they diversified, they have some sort of risk management strategy so that you can copy traders who are experienced, and then you can obviously reap the benefits of following someone who knows what they're doing. So to do that, we use an aggregator called GMGN.ai. So I'm just going to click on that. Now, for those of you who are wondering what an aggregator is a platform that aggregates or collects information from multiple sources and puts it in one place. So GMGN aggregates all the different wallets that are trading on different decentral exchanges, and it puts that information in one place. And GMGN also has different filters. So depending on the style of trader that you're copying, it'll actually show different wallet addresses, so different traders according to their behavior and the types of trades that they open or close. Now, for this particular training, I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this filter over here called VC, and I'm going to take you through the process of trying to identify traders that possibly have experience or they have a strategy that is currently working. So let's dive into this. The first filter I want to look at is I want to look at their 30-day, their 7-day, and their 1-day profit and loss. So I want to spend time in these 3 columns. And preferably, I'm looking for 3 different numbers in these 3 columns. Why? Because I want to see that these 3 numbers are different because they've actually traded over these full periods, giving 3 different numbers. If you have numbers that are exactly the same, then potentially they've traded maybe once or twice in a 30-day period. Maybe it was in the last 24 hours, maybe it was in the last 7 days, and they're not necessarily doing a high number of trades. So I like to scroll past all these empty spaces, and I want to go find someone who's got numbers showing up in all 3 spaces. So we've got a trader here who's got a 1-day profit history or trading history. They've got a 7-day trading history. They've got a 30-day trading history. So this is the type of trader that we want to look for. These numbers are also different, meaning that we're getting averages over a period, whether it's a 24-hour, a 7-day, or a 30-day period. You can see that there's another trader down here who also has different numbers over those 3 time periods. We're seeing another trader down here. And so as we go down, we can start identifying and eliminating some of the other traders as we go. So that's the first thing I want to see. I want to see different numbers showing across different time periods. That's filter 1. Have they been trading for at least 30 days? The second filter I want to look at is this column over here. I want to see how often or how many trades they've opened in the last 7 days. So I want to see, is this a high frequency trader? Or they may be running a high frequency software, opening and closing many trades. In other words, do they have a strategy of going in and out of trades in a managed way, a managed system? So if I look over here, some of these traders haven't even traded in the last 7 days. So we're going to rule those ones out. We're going to come back to these 3 big ones over here. This person's traded 616 times in the last 7 days. So we're going to watch this wallet. This wallet here has traded 61 times in the last 7 days. So they're averaging about 9 trades a day. This one's trading 41 times in the last 7 days. We got someone down here trading 104 times in the last 7 days. And so now we're starting to see the frequency of trading of these particular traders. So for today's trading, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to focus on this number here, specifically because I can see that they've traded in the last 24 hours. I can see they've traded in the last week. I can see they've traded in the last 30 days. And I can see that they have a high number of trades that they're making. I can see that they trade in both directions as well. The green means that they buy, so they're happy to trade in an upwards market. And I can see in the red, they're also happy to trade in a downwards market. So they're doing both buying and selling of coins in order to realize profits. This is a really healthy metric, means they probably know what they're doing. So what are the metrics that we've looked at so far? In the chat function, let me know which 2 or 3 major filters or points you've learned so far before we go and take an even closer look at this particular trader. So I'm going to stop sharing because I want to see the Q&A function. Let me know what you've learned just out of those 3 points that we've touched on briefly. Okay, so absolutely, Arjon's correct. We want to have a look at time period, 37 1 day. Yes, we want to see that they've been trading for some time. Let's see what else we've got here. Frequency. Yes, we want to see if they're a high frequency or low frequency trader. Are they doing lots of trades in 7-day periods or small trades in 7-day periods? And then let's see if anybody picked up on the last point I spoke about. Yes, Tash, absolutely right. So they're comfortable trading in both bull and bear markets, or what we would say they're comfortable trading as either a buyer or a seller. So they're multi-directional as a trader, and that shows something healthy. So I'm going to go back into share screen, and we're going to go and take an even closer look at this particular trader and see what else we can find as our filtering system. Right, so share screen, back into GM, GN.ai, the aggregate. To that just right, are we all still there? In the chat function, let me know if you can hear me. It looked like we conked. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so for a moment, I seem to have lost everything, which is fantastic. All right, let's go back into share screen and share. Okay, so let's go have a look at this particular wallet. So I'm going to click on it and we're going to have a look at a bit more detail. Right, so we've clicked on the wallet that showed a 1 day, a 7-day, and a 30-day history. We clicked on the same wallet that showed over 600 trades in the last 7 days. And it's also a wallet that trades both in up and down markets. So it does buy and sell trading. So that's the wallet that we're currently looking at. There's a couple of things that we want to look at here. We want to look at activity. And specifically, we want to look at whether or not this particular trader trades in multiple different tokens. In other words, are they someone who Red flag only trades one token, so they might be going into a meme coin, pumping it to get a whole lot of interest, and then they dump out of the token, leaving everybody stuck with that token. That is a red flag in meme coins when we see traders only trading one coin. Okay, so take that down as your red flag. You don't want to follow traders who pump one project and disappear. What we're seeing over here instead is a trader who goes into multiple projects. So we can see a lot of different coins that they go into. They open multiple positions, buying and selling as they're going, and then they exit out of the project. So this person has experience in going in and out of projects, looking for good buy and sell opportunities. So that ticks a box for us. They diversified in what they trade. The second thing we want to look at under this activity tab is when they're trading. So interestingly enough, this particular trader has what we call waking and sleeping hours. So they tend to come on, trade over a period, and then go off. They normally trade for about an 8 to 12 hour window, and then they go off again. Now, why is that important for us to take note of? Because generally, if someone is opening trades, making trades during a specific time, and then closing down their account or closing down their software, it means that they're monitoring what they're doing. Now, there's two types of trades that are taking out there. You could go into a different account. You could scroll through this activity and see that they are on all the time. They've got trades 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, an hour ago, 4 hours ago, 6 hours ago, 12 hours, 15, 24, In other words, the software is constantly running, or the trader is constantly awake or on. The only time that software is constantly running or a trader is awake all the time is when something is being run as a team. They've got 2 people, 3, 4 people over different time zones constantly monitoring software. In this example, we can assume that this is a one-person trader, that they have waking and sleeping hours, and therefore they are monitoring their trades. Their trades might be running on software, but there's still a monitoring taking place. And that can make people feel comfortable or uncomfortable. I'm just letting you know that it's important to look at when trade activity takes place. Sleeping hours, waking hours, all hours. Because that'll lean into whether or not maybe this thing's being monitored. The second thing that I like to do is I like to look at this profit column over here. So what are the size of the profits and what are the size of the losses? I'm actually specifically looking for size of losses. And let me tell you why. I want to see if this particular trader has a strategy for closing losing trades. In other words, are they comfortable closing an account that is not profitable for them? Are they comfortable with taking a loss instead of letting a trade just keep eating up their balance into big losing trades? And so we can see that this trader does close out trades. They're comfortable with taking losses on the chin. I like to see that. I like to see if software or a trader is closing out losing trades. Another place to check on that, another little shortcut, is an area called unrealized profit and loss. So these are trades that are sitting in the negative that are still open. And we can see that this is quite a small number. This isn't a big number. So again, this trader is comfortable closing losing trades, and they're comfortable with keeping their unrealized profit and loss that is in a minus quite small. That's a good thing to see. I would be concerned if we saw a very big number here. So they were stuck in loss trades and they didn't have a strategy to exit them. And I'd be very concerned if we saw very big loss numbers inside of here, because then this person has a high loss appetite. So this is all looking very positive at the moment. So in the chat function, before we have a look at the next things, what is the one red flag? What is the one red flag that you heard loudly in this section when identifying a trader to copy. And we are going to go and look at some other traders as well to help us identify red flags, to help us maybe identify, maybe traders that might be risky. So we're going to go do that in a moment. Yes, absolutely. Red flag. We don't want to see one coin only because that would be scary. If there's only one coin, particularly they've just pumped one project ever, made their millions and disappeared with it. They're rug pulled. So yes, we don't want to see one coin. We want to see lots of coins in their diversification. And then second thing we want to see, very, very good. I love what I'm seeing here. We want to see them being able to close losses, have the ability to say, I'm not going to ride that coin any further. That is a losing coin. I've opened the wrong trade. I'm going to close that. And whether that's through an automatic stop loss or a manual stop loss, it's good to see that the traders that we're trying to identify have an appetite and a strategy for closing losing trades. So let's have a look. Someone said, if the trader is comfortable showing lost trading, well, good news is the GMGN aggregator shows entire wallets, which means we have full access to see profits and losses, open and closed trades. We don't have to wonder if the trader is showing us something. Blockchain by its nature and wallets by their nature allow us to have full transparency. This isn't like Forex trading. It's not like Forex brokers. It's not like using MT4 or MT5 where people can hide their losing trades. This is blockchain. This is why we get excited about using this technology. So let's go back in and let's go into one more filter that I think is useful to look at. I want to have a look at their current holdings. So I want to see, what they've got open at the moment. And we can see that they've got a current position open and it's been open for 22 days. Now, why is it important to identify something like this? You might come into a position where you're copying a trader. They've traded into a coin, and then when they've tried to sell the coin, there hasn't been any liquidity for them to make that sale. And now they're just stuck with a worthless coin. It's important to see whether traders have a large number of projects they've gone into where they've been rug pulled, where the trader themselves were not able to identify whether this is a good thing to trade or not. So I like coming to holdings. I like to see what traders have been stuck with because of rug pulls. And it's good to see that this particular trader, they got stuck with $5 worth of balance, stuck in a project they weren't able to liquidate, they weren't able to sell out of yet. And so we can see that they don't have lots of these coins. They're not making bad decisions often. And so that is a good, healthy sign to see. Now, let's do the exercise from the other side. Let's go and maybe look at another wallet. For those of you who are wondering how you can copy this before we go look at another wallet, you would simply click the copy button up here. So you would click on copy and you would go back to DAO 1 and you would paste it. Obviously, mine is currently copying this same address. But if I wasn't, there would be an option here to copy trader. I would click copy. I would paste the address. And then what I've done is I've chosen a 10% balance. So in other words, it'll only take 10% of the balance into the trades as one of the filters I've put in place. I've left my stop loss. I've left my take profits on zeros. So in other words, I haven't added anything into those filters because I am trusting that the copy bot is going to execute based on this trader's take profit and stop loss strategies. You might do that differently. But that's all you need to do. You can choose a copier by copying their address from here. You can actually see this ends on REFUK. And when you paste it over here to start copying, it'll then start executing whatever this trader is doing. And you can see I'm copying the same one. Let's go back to GMGN and let's do the same exercise, but this time maybe on. So let's go into this all filter and let's do the same exercise. So first, we're going to look at 1 day, 7 days, 30 days. We want to see if we're filling up those columns. And we can see someone down here. Oh, that's the same trader, 616, Gijo. We've just looked at them. Here's a trader here who's filling up this column. Okay, 0.6, 195, 81. Let's go through this exercise together, and maybe we'll find some things that we don't excited about with this trader. So first thing is this trader's only opened 46 trades in the last 7 days. That might not be a bad thing. Maybe they're very specific. They only want to open 4 to 5 trades a day, and they want to be able to be very, very picky on the trades that they execute on. We can see that they trade in both directions. That's good. They trade both in buy and sell markets. So let's go have a look at this particular trader. Very different to the one we looked at above, because they're just a low frequency trader, but they've got experience, 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days, and they've got experience enough to trade in both directions. So let's click on them. Let's have a look at activity first. Right, so the first thing we want to look at is how many coins are they diversified? So we can see, wow, there's a lot of different coins in here. This person is not trading just one coin. They've got a bunch. They're opening 2, 3, 4 positions at a time. This might even be running a bit of a bot. But yeah, this is looking nice and diversified. This is exciting. That's really ticking that box for us. Let's now scroll across to the holding period or the age. Let's see how often this person is trading, if they've got waking or sleeping hours. So we can see, haven't traded in the last 10 hours, 12, 13, 12, 13, 17, 19, 20, 20. This looks like a daytime, nighttime trader. So we've got someone who sleeps. And judging by this time period, this is possibly even someone maybe based in, the same time zone as the Americas and the South Americas, maybe even the early Asias, the Japan market, etc. If we have a look, we can see that, again, this is someone who's only opening, maybe 5, 6, 7 trades a day. So let's have a look at both their profits and their losses. We want to see, are they comfortable closing losing trades? So here's a losing trade, here's a losing trade, here's a losing trade. Let's go down. Here's a losing trade, here's a losing trade. Very comfortable closing losing trades. I like that these numbers are not very big either. They're fairly small numbers. We do need to compare these numbers to the size of their profits. So a big loss of 50, offset by a profit of 182. We've got a 26 loss, an 84 loss, an 82 loss. We've got 106, a 10, so that's not quite working in favor of the trader yet. Then we've got a 3, a 6, a 7, a 0, a 25. Then in favor of the trader, a 9, a 30, an 8, a 6, 72. So this person's taking small amounts. They've possibly got a small balance. 15, 2,204. They found themselves a bit of a gold mine in that trade. 5, 24, 48. Okay, so other than that gold mine, the trading ratios currently, oh no, wait, they're working in favor again. They're starting to look a bit more healthy. All right, this is not looking too bad. They've got there's another gold mine that they've found. So this person is definitely a very specific type of trader. They trade less frequently than the first trader we looked at, but they're looking for these honeypots. They're looking for these big trades that bring in a lot, and they're very comfortable closing out these small losing trades whilst looking for those bigger trades. So this could be an interesting trader to follow. Let's look at their unrealized profit and loss. Very small, minus 56, currently opened, so they haven't closed that yet. Nice, big, healthy total profit that they're sitting in over here. Look at holdings. Let's see if they've been sucked into any coins where they've been stuck with some of the coin value. They maybe haven't been able to cash out. Maybe that particular project moved on with liquidity. Yeah, they're stuck in here, stuck with a balance of $6.86. So they went backwards to the tune of 55 on that particular one. And they won't be able to realize that. They won't be able to close that out unless liquidity comes back to this particular coin. project. So very interesting trader to have a look at as well. For those of you who do want to just save the wallet balance, or maybe you like their style of trading, you like that they are quite selective, that they're looking for those honeypots, you would just copy this trade address over here. And again, the same process, you'd take it back into DAO1 and you would go and paste that particular account. So I'm going to stop sharing. I do want to just talk to you as a community. Very curious to know what are the major takeaways that you got from this training. And then I'm also going to share with you that we're going to be opening up a Sniper CopyBot chat group that will allow the community to interact with each other and maybe share wallets, share experiences, share thoughts. We are going to be opening that up today. We did a big vote on the Telegram group. We had 96% vote in favor of opening up a chat group to do that. So we will do that. And I'll be opening that up today. So please go into the Telegram groups, find that link. You can join that. I do want to say this again, because I'm just reading some of the comments here. Apologies if the screen stopped sharing at the end there. I do want to say this again, that we are going to be holding calls like this to help educate people. But understand this, it is an education process. Blockchain and cryptocurrencies is only for adults. What do I mean by adults? There is no insurance company, there is no banking company that's going to come behind you and mop up any mistakes that you might make. Blockchain's unforgivable. If you follow the wrong trader or your coins go into the wrong project, you can have 100% loss. So just be very, very careful on how you identify your traders, what you're willing to trade. I put 5 Solana in there as a tutorial, as a training exercise. I'm very comfortable knowing that that 5 Solana might be lost. But I'm going to do everything in my power to try and find traders who aren't going to use that and direct my CopyBot at that. Having said that, I do want to just maybe make 2 points before we start ending up the call and sharing that chat group link. Point 1 is, once you've chosen a trader, don't risk more than 5 to 10% of whatever balance you've deposited. Why do I say that? Well, if you choose 10%, then the way that the bot works is every time that trader opens a trade, it'll only expose 10% of your existing balance to the trade. So what does that mean mathematically? Well, 5 Solana as a balance means that the first trade that opens will take 0.5 Solana and expose it to whatever trade is opened. If that trader then opens a second position, you now have a different balance. You've got 4.5 Solana, which means that the 10% being exposed to the next trade will be 0.45 Solana. If that trader then opens a third trade and your CopyBot copies it, you now have a different balance that is taking 10% from. It's taking 10% from 5 Solana minus 0.5, because that's inside of a trade already, minus another 0.45, because that's in a trade already, and it's taking 10% of that. And so that 10% is always proportionating, which is great because it de-risks you exposing your entire balance. So be very careful to keep that percentage inside of the 5 to 10 when you are going and copying a trader and you're selecting how much of the balance is going into the trade. Select anything between 5 and 10% only. Don't overexpose yourself. The second point that I want to make is that at any stage, you can go and close a trade. So you can look at a trader, maybe you don't like that trader anymore, maybe you don't like the actions that they're taking. You can go directly into your DAO1. You can go into this section over here. Let me share my screen with you. And if I wanted to stop copying this particular trader, I simply click on the stop copying button. It'll close out trades. It'll ask me to confirm that I'm closing out trades. And the only trades that won't close are ones where there's no liquidity. And I can actually show you an example of that. Let me go into trades. Have a look here. There's one particular trade. It's on a pairing called Darkstorm to Solana. And that trade cannot be closed out. Every time I go and try to close out that trade, I don't know if you'll see the screen because it's opened up into MetaMask. It basically denies me closing that trade because there's no liquidity between Solana and that token called Darkstorm. So I'm not accruing any more losses or anything like that. That trade is just stuck open. Same like when we went and looked at the last two traders on GMGN, they've got 1 or 2 trades that are stuck open because of lack of liquidity. So be aware of that. You certainly don't want to follow a trader who takes all your coins, all your balance into one particular coin, exits, leaves you with no liquidity. It's why we've done this trading and why one of the red flags is don't copy traders who only trade one coin. So I want to thank you so much for your time. I'm going to be posting directly into the DAO Telegram chat groups, the link into the Sniper Copybot chat room. There are some rules in there. So if you choose to click on it and you pop across, you need to click on the little thing that says, I am human. It's going to allow you to read the rules, agree to them. And then we've got a bot inside of them, like a defender bot that literally eliminates people who don't agree to those rules. So we want to make sure that we stay respectful in there. It's a community space. It's a group learning space where people can learn from each other's successes, but also failures. You know, let's not be a community that only talks about rah, 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 this is all the profits I'm making. I found the most amazing trader. Let's also be honest about, hey, there's some traders out there that I've followed. I've lost some coins. Let's share that. That group learning is really healthy. So I will share this as a recording. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to doing another tech and training session with all of you. Take care.